Title: My wife called me, said, "I want a divorce." She said I could only speak with her lawyer. So I went to meet her lawyer. When I said, "Yes, I'm the husband," the lawyer started shaking. She didn't even sound like herself when she said it. No hesitation, no tremor in her voice, just cold steel. "I want a divorce. From now on, you'll speak only with my lawyer." Click. That was it. The woman I had built a life with, 10 years, a home, promises whispered in the dark, ended it like she was hanging up on a telemarketer. I sat in silence, phone heavy in my hand. My pulse didn't spike, my chest didn't cave in. Not yet. I've never been the type to bleed where anyone can see. But inside, something cracked. And I decided that if she thought she could walk away clean, she was wrong. We weren't perfect, but I believed we were solid. She used to look at me like I was the only man in the world. She laughed at my worst jokes, stood by me through lean years. I built us a future, brick by brick, sacrifice by sacrifice. And then came the small changes. The late-night texts, the sudden new friends from work, the unexplained trips. I asked. She smiled, kissed me, brushed it off. But I felt it. The distance, the betrayal sharpening in the shadows. By the time she made that call, I already knew. I had seen the hotel receipts, the secret credit card, the grainy photographs I had taken from my car, hands steady on the camera even when my heart wasn't. The man she was with? A colleague, a lawyer, her lawyer. That irony still tastes bitter. When she ordered me to meet him, I went, calm, silent, already armed. The law office smelled like polished wood and arrogance. He extended his hand, too smooth, too rehearsed. "You must be the husband," he said. "Yes," I replied, nothing more. And then it happened. His eyes flickered, his hand shook, a tremor in the mask. Because he knew exactly who I was, and he knew exactly what I knew. I almost smiled. Almost. I didn't confront him there. That would have been too easy. Revenge isn't a slap. It's a slow, deliberate knife, turned at the right moment. So I planned. I spent weeks in silence, moving like a ghost through our shared home. She thought I was numb. She thought I'd crumble. Instead, I was building the trap. I copied her messages, emails, photos, financial statements. I traced money transfers, hers and his. I spoke quietly with a forensic accountant, a private investigator, even a friend in the district attorney's office. Piece by piece, I gathered the truth until it became a weapon too heavy for either of them to dodge. And I waited. The stage I chose was not private. That would have been mercy. It was her birthday. She invited friends, family, even colleagues. A perfect night of wine and pretense. She wore the dress I once told her made her look like a goddess. Maybe she thought it would soften me. But I wasn't there as a husband anymore. I was the executioner. I stood, raised a glass, and spoke. Calm, steady. Each word sharpened to cut. To my wife. The woman I thought I knew. The woman who taught me the meaning of betrayal. The room stilled. Glasses froze mid-air. I saw her smile falter, her eyes dart. Then I began. I laid out the story, not in anger, but in precision. The receipts, the photographs, the bank transfers, the affair, her lawyer lover. Every detail displayed like evidence in a trial. Gasps, murmurs, her face drained of color. He wasn't even there yet, but when he walked in halfway through, he froze in the doorway, eyes wide, as the room turned toward him. I handed copies of the evidence to her parents, her friends, her boss, and then the final blow. Legal papers of my own. Divorce filings, but not the way she planned. Everything structured to strip away the lies, to take what she thought she'd steal. My lawyer, better than hers, smarter than hers, was already 2 steps ahead. By the time I finished, the party was over. The masks were gone. The silence was deafening. She collapsed into a chair, whispering my name like a plea. He left before anyone could stop him, shaking like a coward. After that night, the fallout spread fast. Her reputation shattered. She was asked to take a leave from work. Her family, once proud of her, turned away in disgust. The lawyer, her lover, faced an investigation for ethics violations that would stain his career. Me? I walked away clean. I didn't raise my voice, didn't throw a punch. I just let the truth bleed them dry. Now, when I think of that phone call, I don't feel pain anymore. She thought ending it with me would be simple. She thought she could bury me quietly and build her new life on my grave. But she forgot who I am. I don't break. I don't run. I don't forgive. I waited. I watched. I struck. And when I left her sitting in the ruins of the life she tried to steal, I felt nothing but peace. Because revenge isn't fire. It's ice. Slow. Silent. Absolute. And she'll remember that every day she wakes up alone.